Immunity a human being gets by default, by birth. It is that we disturb it. We bring about disorder to a normal order. We bring about dis-ease to the normal ease of the person. And that we do with our choices. So let's say if your immunity fails, what happens is disorder, dis-ease, decay, and death. And death has no right on life. Death is the culmination of diseases, and diseases are culmination of your choices. And every choice that you make gets you subjected to the forces of entropy. So forces of entropy are, what is entropy? Entropy is the universal tendency of orderliness breaking into disorderliness. So forces of entropy are time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect. So disorder, disease, decay, and death are due to the forces of time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect. Forces of entropy. So to counter the forces of entropy, we have to do everything that will upscale, upregulate, and upgrade your immunity. And we say your immunology. And how does that happen? So first of all, what is most primary to breath? What is most primary to breath? Life. And what is most primary to life? It's breath. So breath supports life, and life ought to be supported by breath, but provided subject to it is regulated. A regulated breath is nothing but breath that which is rhythmic. Now, when you are breathing in rhythm, your circulation, your endocrine system, your hormone secretion is also in the rhythm and flow. So breathing is the first thing for immunity. Number two, what supports life? Heat. So sunshine. So first thing in the morning. So if somebody asked me, what do you eat for breakfast? I said, I have breath for breakfast. Then I soak myself in the sun. Because these are primary energy factors. They nourish you before food nourishes you. A workout nourishes you before food nourishes you. So the third thing is workout. Fourth thing, nutrition, food. Then fifth, rest also nourishes you. A positive, optimistic frame of mind nourishes you. Optimism nourishes you. An attitude of optimism nourishes you. A clarity of thought and vision nourishes you. So you meditate and pray. So meditation and prayer becomes important. A good massage, a good night's sleep, laughter nourishes you. So laughter, a good night's sleep, a good massage, very important for immunity. Elimination of toxins to free your body, very important. Because if your body is free of toxins, the body can absorb nutrition, nutrients. Otherwise, if your body is laden with toxins, there's no room for nutrition to be absorbed. Your body cannot cope. So elimination of toxins is also actually a nourishing exercise. And most importantly, mingling with the elements. We are made of 5 elements. So air, water, fire, earth, ether. And if you were to see the ratio of all the 5, it starts with 72% of our body is water. 12% of our body is earth. 6% of our body is air. 4% of our body is fire. And the balance 6% is, guess what? Ether, Akasha. Now, when there is a ratio and proportion in these 5 elements in your body, you ought to be healthy. Health is your state, not a condition which can keep changing. And the word health means organic wellness, organic well-being, organic cellular unity for immunity for humanity. Orchestration of all your functions, systems, order, dincharya, Ashtanga of yoga, Ashtangas of yoga, which are yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. So, observation, self-discipline, self-control, rhythmic breath, postures in poetry, internalization of senses, focus and concentration, attention, and evolution. So immunity comes in with Ashtangas of yoga. So yoga is not a preventive measure of life. Yoga is a productive measure of life. Ayurveda is not prevention of disease. Ayurveda is creating good health, healing. So the etymology of health as per Vedic science and understanding is, and also the derivation from Latin, heal thigh, heal them, heal thou. With health comes immunity, and with everything in order and rhythm and flow happens evolution to mankind. Only a man can rise on the ladder of evolution higher than gods or fall below animals. We are born of a mighty power for a mighty purpose, and our purpose is evolution, because in the process of evolution we self-realize the purpose of life. So don't chase your dreams, pursue your purpose. Mark Twain said there are two most important days in a human life. Day one, when you're born. Day two, when you realize why. So evolution puts you on the path of self-realization, self-actualization, contribution, honing your skills, honing your special skill sets, your talent. Krishna, Christ, Muhammad, Mahavir, Mahadev, Saraswati ji, Gayatri ji, Mahalakshmi ji, Sita, Salma, Suzy, they are all embodiments of the principle of divinity. So God and divinity are in the principles. Embodiment becomes a person, a personality. So we should align with the principles of divinity. In the principles of divinity, healing happens. With healing, immunity happens. With immunity, health happens. So Dr. Mickey Mehta's immunity for humanity, for invincible, infinite immunity. We are exposed to 60,000 plus viruses, germs, and bacteria in our day-to-day life. So COVID-19 is a slightly aggressive flu, nothing more. The length of time, the duration of its life is not more than 15 days. Our evolution goes back in history 14 billion years. And especially life is 4 to 5 billion years. So we are mightier than COVID. Why should we get compromised? It's a disgrace. COVID can enter your system, but not integrate, not proliferate, not incubate. It will enter, it will die, it will go out. Because your body's immunity will deal with it, as it deals with every other virus and germs. Elements nourish us. Looking at the sky literally changes your mindset, brings about a lot of confidence because it brings eternity and infinity to fore. So your limited view of life changes to infinite view, and automatically there's a shift in consciousness because of which, and there's a shift in rhythm of the breath. So whenever there's a shift in consciousness, your breath also gets rhythmic and easy, and your flow becomes easy and rhythmic. So that nourishes you, looking at the Akasha, because ether charges you up with confidence, self-confidence, vision. It opens up your mind from being closed, from asking why to why not. Then, of course, the sun, when it touches your pineal gland, and when the pituitary also absorbs the heat and the radiance of it, it sends out signals of energy, and there's energy awakening, especially right from top. Serotonin begins to flow. Happy hormones also begin to flow. Joy hormones. Okay, there's equanimity. And when you're at peace, opiates secrete in your body, calming. And everything that is calming is good for immunity. And then, of course, so that is sun, that is akasha, then is breath. So when you're asleep, your breath falls down to as much as 4 to 5 a minute. So when you wake up, they need to increase so that your lungs get filled, your 5 lobes of lungs, 2 on your left, 3 on your right. They get filled with fresh air, and you get saturation of 20% of oxygen therein, from there. So that's also signaling for neural firing, synaptic connections to grow. And most importantly, your nervous system gets charged up with deep breaths. Earth, of course, apart from your connection with the gravity and your connection with the urja, the energy of earth, and the vibratory frequency of earth, food also gives you that kind of energy. So food gives you earth element and also many other elements put together. Now you must know that food, when it grows out in the fields and farms and orchards and gardens for years together, it experiences the sun, the moon phases, the tides, the movement of the planets, and so that intelligence translates into you. So be a vegetarian, Shakahari. And Shuddha Shakahari, vegetarian, gives you Sattva Gun, Sattvic characteristics, Sattvic personality, influence of food on your thoughts, words, deeds, attitude, behavior, conduct, and most importantly, your food contributes to your karma. So nourish yourself with all the elements to purify yourself. So food is about purifying, shuddhikaran, cleansing. Number 2 is regulating. Number 3 is fortifying. If one were to mingle with all the elements just so perfectly well, one would be completely invincible in health, and one would never die to disease, never die to decay, death by disorder. All these will be away. So, can a person live forever? Immortality? Superb immunity can bring you immortality, but in the ancient philosophy, science, and spirituality of Indians, Jains came up with something wonderful called Santhara, which means Vairagya, distancing from desires, and Swikriti, that now that my purpose is over, now that my tenure on the life I'm done with, I'm fulfilled, my karya, karma, dharma completes. So I will first let go food. When you let go food, stop eating food, upavas, upar wale ki vasna. When you stop your food, your connections, your emotional connections also get severed gradually. You become detached from all desires. Vairagya happens. Because food drives desires. Then when you stop drinking water, your connection with elements become weaker, because water is the conductor of electricity. And also a person who will rise above thirst, not wanting to quench it, but going beyond. will disconnect from further attachments of deeper connects and deeper emotions. So disconnect even from the emotion and the desire of moksha, kamna of spirituality, nirvana, because that also is a desire. And then when the person gets so refined, then the person can choose to breathe the last, to exit, and not just exit, transmigrate, transform, reform. So the person can choose to become the fragrance of flowers, sweetness of fruits, the colors and the fragility and the agility of a butterfly, or choose to disappear, or choose to take a form again and to come back and serve at will. So food thus becomes very important. And why do we always go to the lowest denomination of health and wellness, which is nutrition? The highest denomination is evolution. Once again, start with breath. Of course, number 2 would be sunshine, and number 3 would be your hydration and your food, and number 4 will be workouts, yoga, and number 5 would be meditation. Today's children are tomorrow's leaders, champions, heroes, and champions are born out of challenges. Extraordinary are those who know that there is something within them which is superior to circumstance. So we must constantly, calibratedly challenge our children. Subject them to a little uncomfortable situations very gradually, but calibrated well. And they will grow. Why do children grow the most from 0 to 2 years? Because they get a lot of massage. And massage is a challenge to the body. So the body rapidly grows. You know, the children are stretched, contracted, pulled. So that is the kind of challenge we must subject our children to. Awareness, experiencing, anubhav, anubhuti. If the children understand swasth, स्वयं में स्थित, स्वयं में उपस्थित, स्वास्थ्य, स्वयं में आस्था, आस्थ, स्वास्थ्य. And this swayam is the connect with you and Paramatma, Paramatma with Jivatma, and Ishwar, the Ishwar connect. And also swasth se nikle swar, swara, breath, saas. Swara और सांस से बने सुर, सुर से बने संगीत, और संगीत से हर बच्चा हो जाए तरंगीत. So children ought to be put in the process of learning, experiencing and growth. But it should not be learning with a cane. It should be learning with love, compassion, empathy, deep understanding, gentle, inspirational, motivational, storytelling, and always lead by example. So for children, the food, so that they remain pure, the innocence remains pure, the food should be loads of fruits, loads of dry fruits, cow's milk, our Indian wholesome nashtas, upma, poha, moong dal halwa. Got it? But never heavy food in the morning, whether it's a child or a senior citizen. Never, for no human. Because your stomach is very tender in the mornings. And throughout the day, give your children, once again, salads, chas, soups, herbal teas. Let them cultivate taste for good things in life, and they will not move in the direction of the greed, the lust. Teach them how to be satisfied and fulfilled with the taste of the good, taste of the elixir of life. And that's the way. Incentivize their food plans. Incentivize their eating. Inspire them. Give them enthusiasm. Tell them stories of the legends. Make them meditate. Make them pray. The mind will move in the direction of sattva. Because sattva, food goes inside, sattva, man. So from a manushya, a child will move towards becoming a purusha. And for that Purusha can one day become Purush Uttam. Purushottam, Ati Uttam Purush. And Purush who understands Maryada. Maryada is not limitations. Maryada is the understanding of a character, charitra, personality, behavior of a wholesome person. So yoga, nutrition, Ayurveda gives rise to characters and personality. There are 4 pillars of wellness. Conserve your breath, preserve your body. Establish the rhythm. Let your heart rhythm gets, unity rhythm gets synchronized with the universal rhythm. Okay, so your unity with cosmic unity also gives you immunity. And then be established in the flow. Radha that goes out of you becomes Dhara and comes back to you. The flow of life, the flow of Urja. If you do the opposite of Rama, Rama means the life force. The opposite of Rama is Amar, Amrut. So this is how we can train the children of tomorrow, coach the children of tomorrow. On my parting note, I always give out my 10 commandments. Commandment number 1, let wellness be the religion number 1, because wellness unites, religions divide. Wellness cleanses you, purifies you, regulates you, integrates you, fortifies you, and your devotion gets stronger. And then you can become a better Muslim, better Hindu, better Sikh, better Parsi, better Christian. More devout. Number 2, start a wellness revolution for human evolution, not just for weight loss. The best exercise for biceps is to uplift the poor. The best exercise for strong shoulders is to take responsibilities of the underprivileged. The best exercise for strong legs is to be rooted in humility, to be better rooted in humanity. Sleep every night with a wish to heal yourself. Wake up every morning with a promise to heal the world. Have a vision, collective vision for all, rather than having an eyesight only for yourself. Then your life will get energized, maximized, naturalized, optimized, eternalized, internalized, synergized, synchronized, and initialized, specialized, regularized, revitalized to get Mickey-mized.